Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Good afternoon, dear students. Today in this video, we will be concerned about the recent changes made in with effect from 1st of October 2020. So, in the previous video, we had already discussed what is TCS, what are the various dates of depositing TCS, and all that. And we have learned, we have studied that in quite detail. But you see, what happened from the Finance Act 2020, there is a major change as far as the provisions of TCS are concerned. And now the question arises, what is the basic reason? What is the basic reason for this change? Why do the government has made such change? So in this regard, it should be noticed that the main purpose, the main theme of such changes, every time in the past also we have seen that whenever such change is made, the main motive, the main theme is to curb the chances of tax evasion. So, in order to curb such chances of tax evasion, in order to in order to increase the revenue of government from tax, that is the major source of, you may say, that is a major source for various developmental activities. So, that is why. So, let us discuss. So we are discussing the recent changes made in TCS. So again, you see one new section, that is section 206C, subsection 1H, that has been introduced by Finance Act 2020. And kindly note that I have already told you that this section has been introduced by Finance Act 2020, and it is regarding the applicability of, it is basically regarding the, you may say, widening the, it is concerned with widening the scope of TCS provisions relating to tax collection at source on certain goods, so that should be remembered. And very recently, in the last dates of, I think in the last week of September 2020, various guidelines regarding TCS, various doubts were there in the minds of people regarding the applicability of new provisions relating to TCS. So these doubts have been very successfully, very, you may say, very carefully, these doubts have been clarified by the CBDT, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes. And I think they have clarified all the doubts which were there in the minds of taxpayers. So let us study what are the major provisions are there. You see, I am just revising these provisions. So kindly, you are again requested to go through some other standard material. So, what is the tax rate of TCS? So kindly note, from 1st of October 2020, the rate of tax, first of all, let us discuss what is the rate of tax. It will be 0.1%. It will be 0.1%. But on which, in case, kindly study it very carefully. It is a new provision, and earlier, that is why confusion was there. Now no confusion is there, but still you should go through it very carefully. So first of all, the tax rate, you should try to remember that the rate is 0.1%. But due to the COVID issues, due to the pandemic issues, for 31st of March 2021, this rate, as I have already told you, 0.1%. This rate has been reduced to 0.075% up to 31st of March 2021, and after that from 1st of April 2021 it will revert to 0.1%. So some relaxation, you may say, some relaxation, some liberty has been given by the government, keeping in mind the prevailing situation due to COVID-19. And it will be there in case, kindly note, if the receipt of sale consideration from a buyer exceeds rupees 50 lakh in a financial year. Kindly note, two things are there. First of all, I have just told you what is the rate, what will be the rate of TCS, at what particular rate it will be collected. It is 0.1%. Otherwise, but keeping, again I am telling you, keeping the issue of pandemic, keeping the reduced business opportunities, keeping in mind the reduced business, this rate of TCS has been reduced to 0.075 up to 31st of March 2021. And it will be there if the receipt of sale consideration from buyer exceeds rupees 50 lakhs in a financial year. Kindly note, what is the duration of financial year? As you know, what is the duration of financial year? It is from 1st of April to 31st of March. But keeping this in mind, kindly note that these provisions, TCS is applicable on the amount. I will be discussing these points only. TCS will be applicable on the amount received on or after 1st of October 2020. Kindly note, I have included the example given by the CBDT only. So kindly note that in case, you may see on the screen that in case a seller has received rupees 1 crore before 1st of October 2020 from a particular buyer, and after 1st of October 1st October 2020 he receives rupees 5 lakhs from the same buyer, from that buyer only. In that case, kindly note, dear students, please note that in this case the TCS will be required to be collected on rupees 5 lakhs. It will not be on 55 lakhs ki 1 crore 5 lakh sale is there, total turnover is 1 crore 5 lakh, and we should deduct rupees 50 lakhs from it, and we should charge the TCS on 55 lakhs. It is not so, kindly note. Now what is there, what will be there? TCS will be, first of all, TCS will be applicable only in cases when sale consideration exceeds rupees 50 lakhs. Let us suppose the sales consideration is below rupees 50 lakhs. In that case, this provision will not be applicable at all. So again, please note that when you are collecting rupees more than rupees 50 lakhs, then this provision will automatically come into application. But again, kindly note, the amount will be charged upon the amount that is collected on or after 1st of October 2020. For the earlier amount, it is not applicable. And again, kindly note that other receipt from the beginning of the year, that is a receipt from 1st of April, that will be taken into account, but that will be only for the purpose of calculation of threshold limit. So it should be kept in mind and we should move accordingly. Again, you see, number of doubts were raised. Number of doubts were there regarding, some people were considering that this provision, it is an additional burden, it is an additional tax. So my dear students, kindly note, it is not an additional tax at all. TCS is not an additional tax. Rather, what is there? Again, as it was there in, you may say, in earlier provisions, TDS used to be there, like TDS is there. and while at the time of final assessment you are getting the benefit of tax paid through means TDS. You are getting full benefit of TDS. Like in salary, your salary is paid after deducting the TDS, and at the time of final assessment, the TDS, that is the tax that has been deducted by the employer, you get the benefit of that TDS. Similarly, in case of you may say similarly in case when some interest income is there, and I think it is already clear to you that you are getting the full benefit of TDS. In the similar way, kindly note, in the similar way, you will get the buyer will be getting the benefit. The buyer will be getting the credit against his actual income tax liability. And in case, I think it is a very rare case, but in case, let us suppose, in case the amount of TCS in some case, let us suppose it is there, the amount of TDS is more than the amount of his total tax liability. In that case, what will happen? In that case, buyer would be entitled to get the refund of excess amount that will be refunded to the, you may say, the buyer, and that will be refunded along with the interest as per the applicable provisions. So let us summarize this point. It is kindly note that TCS is not an additional tax, and you will be getting, the buyer will be getting the benefit for the credit for the you may say TCS, the amount of tax that has already been collected by the seller, and the buyer will be getting the benefit, the credit for that amount. And in case, I have already told you that it is rare, but in case it is still there, your actual tax liability is less than the TCS. In that case, you will be entitled to get a refund of excess payment, and that will be along with interest as per the applicable provisions of Income Tax Act. And kindly again, please note that TCS provisions will be applicable on the amount of all sale consideration received on or after 1st of October 2020 without making any adjustment for the amount received in respect of sales made before 1st October 2020. So kindly note that it will be applicable on all sale consideration received on or after 1st October 2020 without making any adjustment for the amount that was received before 1st of October 2020. Let us suppose that some payment is there. Let us suppose that the payment of 1 crore is there. So I have already told you that up to 50 lakhs, no tax will be there. Now, for the remaining 50 lakhs, that is over and above of the ceiling of 50 lakhs, after will be there. On that amount, the tax liability will be, you may say, 0.01%. And I have already told you that up to 31st of March 2021, it is 0.075. So the tax liability would be, it would not be 5,000. In otherwise, in the normal situation, it would have been rupees 5,000 only. But in this case, it would be rupees 3750 for this particular year, and it should be collected by the seller from the buyer. So it must be kept in mind. Now again, first of all, the main provision of when it would be applicable. In that regard, kindly note that the concept of business turnover is quite significant in this regard. A seller would be required to collect tax. A seller would be required to collect TCS only in case his business turnover exceeds rupees 10 crore in the last financial year. So kindly note kindly see the weightage of this provision. Otherwise the provisions will not be applicable. In case let us suppose the turnover in the last financial year was 8 crore. In that case, no TDS will be no TCS would be required to be collected this year. But in case the business turnover was more than 10 crore in the last financial year, now the provision of TCS, as we have discussed, just we are discussing, all these provisions, all these new provision, new section would be applicable on the assessee. One thing more you should note that while calculating, while studying, while taking into account the applicability of these provisions, one thing you should note that export of goods will not be counted. Export of goods has been exempted from the applicability of these provisions. So that you should keep in mind. One more thing is there that is quite worth discussing. That is these provisions, new provisions regarding TCS are not applicable, on transactions in securities and commodities, and which are traded through a recognized stock exchange and which are transactions which are cleared and settled by a recognized clearing corporation, including recognized stock exchanges, a recognized clearing corporation located in international financial service center, transactions in electricity, renewable energy certificates, and energy saving certificates traded through power exchanges registered in accordance with the regulation 21 of the CERC. So these provisions relating to TCS would not be applicable in this case also. So, and that must be kept in mind. Now come to one very important point. That was one. I will like to say that it was already there in the earlier provision also. Now, why we are discussing it again? What is the fun of discussing it again in latest provisions? You see, very minutely you should study this thing. Earlier also it was there in TCS. Earlier also it was there in TCS that in case you are selling some, in case you are selling some a vehicle, it may be motor car or anything else. In case you are selling some motor car and its value is more than 10 lakh, I think you are clear, you know very well that such a receipt was subjected to TCS as per the section, which section was there? IH of the Act. Kindly note that in case more than 10 lakh, you may say, have TCS to collect the tax at the time of sale. Now, kindly note that in case sale to a consumer is there, and it is and in case it is above 10 lakhs, then it is clear that TCS will be there, and it was already there in the earlier provisions also. Now let us suppose that sale consideration of 10 lakh or less is there, it is less than is there, but in case receipt of sale consideration for such vehicles in totality in the previous year, in case it exceeds rupees 50 lakhs, now it will be covered under this new section. So that was my purpose of discussing this provision with you. Again, in simple ways, simple language, in case it is covered under previous provisions, then it is okay. But in case the vehicle is less than 10 lakh, but in totality, in aggregate, in the financial year, in the previous year, the amount exceeds rupees 50 lakhs, then the new provisions of TCS would be applicable automatically. That in case receipt of sale consideration for motor vehicle we are discussing, and the value is more than 10 lakhs. In case it has been covered under section 26 CIF, that is relating to rupees 50 lakhs, and it is covered under that, in that case it would not be subjected to the TCS under 206 IH. So it should be noted, no double taxation would be there. In case it is already taxed, in that case no further taxation would be there. And one thing more regarding new provisions of TCS. As you know, that no adjustment is possible. No adjustment regarding sales return or some sort of discount or indirect tax, including goods and services tax, is required to be made for the collection of tax under Section 2061H of the Act. What is the reason? What is the justification for that? The reason is that the collection is made with reference to receipt of the amount of sale consideration. And again, note, one sales of 90 lakhs is there, and we have already received rupees 70 lakhs from the customer, from the buyer in this year, and still the amount of rupees 20 lakhs is outstanding. Then kindly note, my dear students, कि amount of TCS would be collected on total sales is 90 lakhs. We have collected till date, we have received 70 lakhs, and the threshold limit is 50 lakhs. Then in that case, TCS will be applicable on the amount of rupees 20 lakhs. It would not be applicable on 40 lakhs, as the amount of 20 lakhs is still outstanding. And let us suppose in the next year, this amount is received, that is 20 lakhs is received in the next year, and no other sales is there. So it would not be taxable, it will not be subjected to the provisions of TCS even in the next year, as it would not fall under those provisions. What is the reason? It would be below 50 lakhs. We have assumed that no further sale is there. So these provisions must be kept in mind. These are new provisions. That is why some doubt is there. Kindly note, these provisions of section 206C 1H shall not be applicable on the sale consideration received for fuel supplied to non-resident airlines at airports in India. So these provisions are not applicable, would not be applicable on non-resident airlines at airports in India. So that was in brief what major changes have been made applicable by the Finance Act 2020, and which have been made applicable from 1st of October 2020. Okay, thank you very much.